O Christians in the East and the West, hear me and obey. I am a messenger sent to you from Jesus Christ, alayhi salam. Paul is false and led you astray. The church is corrupt and no longer upholds the law of God, nor does it defend the oppressed. The papacy has been stolen and the rightful heir has been pushed aside. There is no one else but me that you are obliged to obey. May God be a witness that I have proclaimed.
I am a seeker of truth, with questions that abound. I seek to unravel the threads of your profound claim, to test the mettle of this proclaimed Mahdi you pose to be. I have many inquiries to discern the truth that you proposes. Can you show us proof beyond mere verbal claim, from Quran or Hadith, that substantiates your lofty aim? What evidence do you bring to silence doubting minds and demonstrate your authority as the Mahdi, one of a kind? How do you respond to those who say, your appearance is still a future event in Islamic prophecy's sway? Do you argue that the time is now, or do you weave a different tale to convince us that your emergence is not premature, but destined to prevail? What actions have you taken that showcase your divine guidance true as the Mahdi, with authority to lead and see the Muslim world anew? What decisions have you made that demonstrate your wisdom and might to unite the faithful and bring forth a brighter, more enlightened light? How do you reconcile your claim with the papacy's distinct creed, a position within the Catholic Church, with traditions and theologies that proceed? Do you see yourself as a bridge between faiths, or a disruptor come to divide the Muslim world and the Christian world with differing perspectives side by side? What significance lies in your name, Abdullah, so dear? And how does it connect you to the Mahdi and the prophetic year? Is it a name that foretells your role, or a mere coincidence, a chance occurrence, that has led you to this point, where you proclaim your divine emergence? How do you plan to unite the Muslim community, so diverse and wide, with varying sects and interpretations that sometimes divide and collide? What vision do you propose to bring forth a new era of peace and harmony true among the faithful and with other faiths in a world where love and compassion shine through? What stance do you take on the role of the caliphate in Islam's history, and how do you see yourself fitting into the governance of the Muslim world's destiny? Do you envision a new order with you at the helm, or a reformed, revised version of the caliphate with power and authority to shape the Muslim world's condition? Do you believe that we live in a time of great turmoil and upheaval, as prophesied in Islamic eschatology, where the Mahdi's emergence is foretold and sealed? And if so, how do you plan to navigate these treacherous waters and troubled times, to guide the faithful and lead them to safer shores where peace and justice entwine? Can you share your life story from childhood to this present day, your education, spiritual experiences that have prepared you for this noble way? What moments of trials and tribulations have shaped you and made you strong to assume the mantle of the Mahdi and right the wrongs that have lasted too long? How do you plan to address the challenges that face the Muslim world, social, economic, and political, that require a wise and compassionate unfurl? What solutions do you propose to these pressing problems that beset the faithful, and how will you implement them to bring forth a brighter, more hopeful, and peaceful dawn? What do you mean by the term hope in your claim so bold, and how does it relate to the traditional understanding of the papacy to be told? Is it a title you assume to bridge the gap between faiths or a mere label to confuse and confound the faithful and lead them to a different and uncertain trail? Have you performed any miracles or signs that attest to your divine right to lead the Muslim world and guide them through the darkest night? What wonders have accompanied your claim, and how do you expect they will be received by the Muslim community and the world that watches with a curious and sometimes skeptical gaze like mine? How will you engage with criticisms and challenges that will surely come from Muslim scholars, leaders, and the broader community who may question your authority and the legitimacy of your claim to be the Mahdi and the one true hope? What will you do to address their concerns and demonstrate your wisdom and your so-called right to lead the faithful and guide them on the path that is just and fair and right? What will be the consequences for those who refuse to accept your authority, and how will you treat those who dissent or oppose your teachings with humility? Will you promote a message of love, compassion, and understanding, or will you advocate for punishment, exclusion, or even violence against those who refuse to follow you and your dictate? And finally, Abdullah, if you are who you say you are, then tell me now and reveal to me who I am and what you know of my heart and my deepest scars. For if you are the Mahdi with divine guidance true, then you should know me and my soul and the secrets that only the heart